Welcome back to America's Next Top Superhero. This has been a very exciting day of our season finale. We are down to our last two surviving contestants, the Zinger and the Invisible Inspector. The winner will go on to join the illustrious new league. If you're just joining us, you have missed a shocking turn of events when in the second of 3 consecutive events, the feat of strength, the Invisible Inspector defeated the Zinger. We will now go on to our expert analyst, Kent Cuttett. Kent?
That's right, Susan. Inexplicable, really. The Zinger has 50 pounds and 1,000 megaproton strength units on the Invisible Inspector, but somehow, Double I, as the kids call him, came out on top. A stunning upset that sets us up for an exciting and decisive rubber match.
Let's talk a little bit about our last contest of the Dash and Seek.
Who can first find and retrieve the hidden object whilst foiling the other's efforts. This contest will pit the Zinger's blinding speed against the Invisible Inspector's, well, power of invisibility.
I'm being told our contestants are taking their places. Let's bring you down to the action. Hey, they're off! Kent, what do you see?
Well, not the Invisible Inspector, that's for sure. In fact, I'd like to tell you that the Zinger's jumped out to a big lead, but since I can't see his opponent, that would be sheer conjecture on my part.
Thanks for that brilliant analysis, Kent. Let's go to the finish line to see how this turns out.
With apologies to Vince Scully, I don't believe what I just saw. A tie!
Because of the tie, it's on to a bonus contest. But before we do that, let's take a closer look at our two contestants.
Let me tell you something. Invisibility just can't match up with super speed and X-ray vision. That's why I'm going to win.
Some of our younger viewers might not be familiar with you. Why don't you tell us about your career?
Yes, yeah, those were good times. They were, there were so many super teams that I could, all over the place. I could jump from one to the next and help whoever I could, and look through whatever walls at whatever women showering I wanted to. I met so many women chasing down supervillains. It was just crazy.
So the money dried up and you fell on hard times and you were forced to take a variety of jobs?
I delivered pizza. Anywhere in the continental U.S., 30 seconds or less. But the tips were bad.
So you were briefly famous for an adult film. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah. It was called Zinger. I hardly know her. But it turns out you can't do porn in 3-second scenes.
Well, how do you feel about being in the finals?
Well, I've never been so nervous. I don't even know how I made it this far. I'm clearly not the strongest or the fastest. And I usually spend most of my time, just sitting around, watching people, investigating them, especially the pretty ones.
How did you prepare for this contest?
Oh, exercise? Well, I want to, but I never seem to find the time. I don't want to exercise when I'm hungry, and I certainly don't want to exercise just after I eat.
And what power foods do you rely on?
Lots of chicken. They're easy to eat on the go, and and ice cream. Chicken and ice cream, they're my favorite.
Well, I have to ask, what's the secret to keeping your weight down with all that you eat?
Well, with my invisibility powers, I can literally make the pounds disappear.
And now for the grand finale. Each of you must use one of your less used superpowers. Zinger, what are you going to use?
X-ray vision.
And Alex?
I guess clairvoyance.
We have before us a plain box, a plain wooden box, just paint, wood, and nail. And you must guess what is in the box. Zinger, we have randomly determined that you will go first. Is something wrong?
I forgot my bifocals. Give it up, 3-second wonder. Let me see. I'm sensing. Nothing.
That is correct. There is nothing in the box. This is exciting, ladies and gentlemen. America's next top superhero is the Invisible Inspector.
What do you think this is? This is ridiculous. I will not be denied. I will you in your sweet ass till you lay eggs, and I will the shit out of you and take your invisible ass and rip you a new one till you beg for mercy.
Well, there we have it, folks. We have found the weakest link, and I will deliver the winning prize.
Stay tuned, faithful follower, for next week's exciting episode. What will happen to the Invisible Inspector? Who is the true power behind America's top superhero? And what league of evil has she been conspiring with? Where can you download the Zinger sex tape? Find out next week. Same invisible time, same invisible channel.